Hi there everybody, this is David, and I hope that everybody out there is enjoying the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. I know that I am! And one of the most special parts of any Dragon Quest game is whenever you get the ship. Basically, it allows you to explore the entire rest of the world, but that can also be kind of overwhelming in a game as big as this. So today, I want to talk about what you can do after you get the ship, and also the best order that you can do it in the least amount of headaches. And I definitely do think that's worth a sub as you come and you join my party and you level on up with me. With your sub, your like, and your brand new hype, it helps me out a ton. Thank you so much for that. And now let's go ahead and set sail on the open seas. Up until this point in Dragon Quest II, your entire adventure has been pretty much linear. But the second that you get the ship, the whole world is your oyster. And now there are multiple objectives that you can see on the map. But some objectives are much better and much harder than others. And while you could technically go and grab the Princess of Cannock right now if you wanted to, I wouldn't suggest doing so unless you were insanely over-leveled. We're talking 25 at least. Because getting her right now would be pretty much impossible. Instead, the first thing that you really want to do is not really sail anywhere, and instead just get right back on dry land and head on down to the northern Dragonhorn Tower. You just climbed up the southern one, but there's a northern one too. Head on inside of it and explore it fully to get all sorts of great treasures, as well as the Celestial Skein, which will come in very handy later on, whenever it's time to make the water flying close in tune. Once you do this, you should then sail on over to Alefgard, the land of Dragon Quest I, which is directly east of Rippleport. Unlike the other versions of the game, the entire continent is populated by the towns of the first game, so you'll definitely want to go around and visit them all. In Remulder, you'll learn that this idiotic, stupid girl dropped the magic key in the ocean, so be sure to keep note of that for future reference. The Quagmire Cave has some decent treasure inside of it, so head on in. Damdara is still a disaster, but metal slimes do appear here, so it's definitely worth going to. You're also going to want to head on down to Erdrick's Hollow for a few treasures, and be sure to put the Shrine of Rain onto your zoom list. Then pop on over to Cole, where you'll see that the Gigasteel armor is for sale, which is a great buy for your fighters, and it also provides protection from instant death. You can also grab a Puff scroll here too, which oddly enough you can teach to either the Princess of Moonbrook or the Prince of Middenhall. Once you're done exploring the continent, head on over to Tangentil Castle and talk to the the king. And he'll give you the Rainbow Drop, which allows you to Charlock Castle. So go ahead and make your way there, not forgetting that you do need to push the throne out of the way in order to really make your way down into the depths. But do beware that most of the treasure chests here that you come across will be cannon boxes, so open them or avoid them as you see fit. Eventually, you'll make your way down to the Dragon Lord, or at least, the Dragon Lord's great-great-grandson, and he'll give you a pretty great sword, and also tell you to head on into the Shrine of Rain and talk to the fairies. Once you do all that, you'll be ready to leave Alefgard. Now remember at the very beginning of the game, there was this travel door in Middenhall, and it took you to this teeny tiny island? Go ahead and warp on over there. It's the Shipwright Shrine. Then go into the town that's right next to it. That's Zahan. And here you'll hear tale of mermaids dragging Sylvester's ship down to the bottom of the ocean. And then they'll mark a suspicious spot on your map for you to go and investigate, which is due south of Baran. Sail east of Zahan to wrap around the world map, and once you do, you'll pull up at Gaggle Rock and be attacked by a whole bunch of monsters. Not the mermaids, thankfully. Beat them up, and then you'll find out that Sylvester is home safe and sound. Head on back to Zahan, and there you'll be asked to deliver some gifts as thanks to the mermaids. So warp on over to the Shipwright Shrine west of there, beat up the more bosses, grab the gifts, and then return to Gaggle Rock and give the gifts to the mermaids. Now, over on the main continent, kind of between the Fire Shrine and the island of Baran, there's another town that you can go to called Burrowell, and it sells the absolute best equipment in the game that you can get right now. The Aurora Blade for the boys is great, and the fur coat for the girls is fantastic as well, but everything here is very expensive, so do keep that in mind. They also sell the Banishing Bell accessory too. It's essentially like the ribbon of the game, allowing your party members to be less affected by all sorts of different ailments. But I would recommend equipping everybody with 2 Banishing Bells, because stacking accessories increases their effectiveness. Now with all that out of the way, help out the citizens of Burrowell with their monster problems, and then you'll grab the first crest for your troubles, the Sun Crest, which is housed over on the Fire Shrine. Then warp on back to Gaggle Rock, where the mermaids are, and then head north to Baran, because it's finally time to grab your 4th party member. Here, the Prince of Cannock will want to go on a tour of the town whenever a monster suddenly attacks. This guy has a ton of HP, but Kabuff and other debuffing and protection spells are your friend. After the fight, the Prince of Cannock will get cursed, so head on back to Cannock, talk to his parents, and learn about the Leaf of the World tree. Warp on back to Baran, and you'll find that the Princess of Cannock got there first. I don't know how, but she did. Talk to the priest, and you'll find that the Leaf of the World tree is on an island of the east. So sail on over there, and surprise, surprise, the Princess of Cannock is there again. I guess she has the zoom spell or something, who knows. She'll join up with you as a guest, so go on through the forest, grab the leaf, and then return to Baran, and both of them will join up properly. Once you do all that, go on up and sail north of Baran, hugging the coast, and you'll come across a solitary island. This here is the Metal King Island, where you can go on in and turn in all those little mini medals that you've been collecting for more rewards. And then from there, sail due west to wrap around the map, and you'll head to the island of Durkendor, where the king will present you a challenge in order to get the moon sigil. All you really have to do here is fight 3 battles, and then the crest will be yours. And by now, that should be kind of like a cakewalk. Finally, head directly south of Tankato Castle to the small island with the lighthouse. This lighthouse is absurd. It is an absolute beast of a dungeon, and it is straight out of hell. So make copious use of your bigger map and your mini map to get on through it, because this place just sucks. It is horrible. It is 8 floors of chutes and ladders, and it is a nightmare. I hate it. That's why I always keep it for last. But once you finally do make it through this hellhole, you'll grab the Star Crest, and then 3 of the 5 sigils will be in your possession. Then from here, the next stage of the game will begin, so please be sure to enjoy the ride. Thank you all so much for watching, and I do hope that this kind of miniature walkthrough helps you out with a much more complicated portion of the game. Talk to me in the comments about your issues with Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and maybe I'll make some videos to help you on out with that. And also, I just kind of want to see how your adventure is going, because I'm loving this game, and I kind of want to live vicariously through it with y'all. And also, if it did help you out, please be sure to leave a like and a hype and a sub for more JRPG and Dragon Quest content, because I always love making these videos, and as always, have a good day, everyone. Please do also let me know down in the comments if you liked this video and if it did help you out. Thank you so much for walking. Also, please let me know down in the comments, and thanks so much for watching.